TGC Requiem, we are back with Grixis Reanimator. This is actually not a good hand. It kind of looks like it because you have Carry Zev and Breaking Entering, but the two Emrakul's in hand make this combo significantly weaker. And we don't have any way to filter to make sure that we're going to draw any sort of looting effect to be able to put Emrakul into the graveyard. So this is weaker than it looks. Granted, our opponent mulliganed, in which case we actually have a loaded selection of hand of cards. So actually, I think if our opponent had not kept had kept 7, I probably would have mulliganed. Knowing that he's mulliganing down to 6 makes me feel more confident that we'll have time to put whatever pieces together we need here, and so that's why I'm going to keep this one. Freak of Nature. Looks like we got a burn player. Grizzlebrand. Excellent. I think we're just gonna do this, possibly discard Grizzlebrand at our next turn's end step. Okay, so maybe we're actually playing Goblins. Peer through depths. The fact that he only has 3 cards left in hand makes me feel a little bit more confident with the line of passing turn and discarding Grizzlebrand, allowing us to Goryo's Vengeance Grizzlebrand next turn to gain life, and hopefully just buy us some time. So he's going to be swinging for 9 here. Hey, there's a land. So the question is now, do we flash in a Grizzlebrand? I mean, if he has lightning bolts, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, we may just want to attack for 14, or get our life to 14. If he's only got 5, 6, 7, sorry, 5, 6. If he plays another creature, he could get, Yeah, I think that seems like the best play. With 5, 12, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's probably looking at 12. 12 is what he could do, which means we would probably want to not get red. Gosh, I'd almost rather flash it in during attacks. But if we wait to attacks to try and get greedy and gain life, what we run the risk of is our opponent just bolt. Though I think if we don't go that route, I don't know that we really are realistically going to win. We need to stop his damage and gain life. We can't discard an Emrakul, unfortunately, so I think we're going to pitch the pier. Beautiful. Leaves us at 5. Through the breach. We need a Simian Spirit Guide and some luck. Just missed. It's got 4 damage on board, so we have to play the Blood Crypt and just hope he misses, like non-hasty creature, non-pump creature. That's game. Alright, so we lose turn 5. So the problem with these sort of decks is Emrakul doesn't always kill them. Getting to through the breach is going to be difficult. They tend to run activated artifact hate, usually like Tormod's Crypt or something like that, that doesn't slow down their draw. So the Karizev breaking package still works really well, ideally hitting Emrakul, but again, he may get wide enough with his creatures that that's a problem. Goro's Vengeance could be shut down from that. Is it Charm's Removal? Not sure there's a whole lot I really want to do here. Collective Brutality as a kill and life gain definitely seems feasible. Probably seems better than Is It Charm, actually. Again, are we going to have time to even get to Through the Breach? Is that something I really want to be going for? Is it possible that we just want to shave a breach and a Faithless Looting? Actually, yeah, we're going to need to get to 4 mana. One of these. I almost think we need to... Do we want a Fatal Push? kind of want to be as fast as possible. Which means maybe we do just want the Is It Charms. And I think in that case, then I'm willing to bring in a Fatal Push. And I think I'm willing to cut an Ulamog for the other Fatal Push. So we're trying to be fast but also have some key removal. I suppose it's probably better if we're being as fast as possible to keep the Faithless Looting in over the Serum Visions. So I actually like this. We're in a good position. Two Faithless, or two draw triggers, or filtering cards rather, to help us find the other half of breaking. I think this is a keep. And there we go. Of course, we have an Emrakul there that we don't want to see, but so we're going to put the Mire on the bottom, the Zev on top, Legion Loyalist. So here we're going to play Blood Crypt tapped. We are going to actually Faithless Looting. We want to get the Emrakul back into the deck. We also do not need to through the breaches, so that's going to cause a shuffle trigger. This gives us the highest odds of hitting on Carry Zev next turn. Just got to really hope our opponent doesn't hold up removal. For his own creature. Loyalist number 2. Excellent. So now having a second Carry Zev's Expertise, we can actually go for Carry Zev's Expertise 2 turns in a row. We also don't have to give him any creatures. So we can fetch for a island. So the plan's going to be go for it the next 2 turns. we force him to have to kill his own creatures, that doesn't hurt us too bad. Okay. To some extent, we kind of want to hit how much damage is he doing? 9 damage to us. We almost want to hit Grizzlebrand. We don't want to leave him the out of peeling a land with Lightning Bolt in hand. We just want to give him the weakest creature left, which would be the Bushwhacker. So we're going to get the breaking and entering here. Granted, Grizzlebrand isn't that strong considering. I think we do want Emrakul. Okay, we do get Emrakul. Unfortunately, again, if our opponent has Bolt and a Mountain, we'll just lose on the crackback. But I think that's the best we can do. And if he doesn't have that particular exact setup, we will get the win the next turn. I guess Mountain and he could do it with a Goblin Grenade too if he has a Mountain. As long as he doesn't play a land, we're good. If he plays land, we are nervous. Alright, we got there. Draw. On the draw, what do we want to do? What do we want to do? What do we want to do? I don't feel like there's a whole lot more we can do. I mean, these games are so fast. It's possible that we want to bring in Dispel, maybe instead of the Izzet Charm, to counter like a removal. But the problem with the spell is it only counters. So we'd actually, if we were going to bring anything in like that, it would be Spell Pierce. I just don't know that I like that any better than what we've got going on here. Again, I think if we're going for speed, Faithless Looting is a little bit better than Serum Visions. We're going to get more looks. He's kept 7. We do have 2 removal spells, but both of them are going to require us to give him a 1/1. I just don't think this is acceptable. This is better, not by much. We're really looking for Carrie-Ann. That's nice on the draw. We're going to probably need 2 red sources. The question is whether or not we fetch right now. Take the pain, not knowing whether or not we'll actually need it. I think we do. We do it. We just go for it. We may draw into... Oh, snap. We may just draw into exactly what we need. So, based on our hand, we don't want Grizzlebrand. We absolutely want Carrie Zev. We're going to be able to use Is It Charm to kill one of their creatures. Which is excellent, because it may buy us the turn we need. Especially after that. 8, 10 damage this turn. Ooh, we might just be dead. We basically need a Simian Spirit Guide right now. I don't think this is going to matter. I think we are going to lose here. So we can kill any of these creatures, but we're dead to Goblin Grenade, to Lightning Bolt, or any other hasty creature. So I think we actually kill the Reckless Bushwhacker just because it is a goblin, and that can matter if he's running Pile Driver, Goblin Pile Driver. But again, if he has a bolt, or yeah, that's game. So look at this, turn 3. And I thought my deck was fast. So had we gotten to a 3rd turn, we would have drawn the delta, and then we would have seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we would have seen Emrakul. With Emrakul, assuming he didn't play any other creatures, we would have taken over the game, making him sack all of his creatures except for the one in hand. So we probably would have been, maybe just been dead anyway. I guess I'm not quite sure how Annihilator works to that extent. Let me look it up real quick. I'm assuming permanents you control, in which case if I'm controlling it, you can't sacrifice that. Let's see here. Emrakul, the Aeon's Torn. Do you know that Annihilator 6? What's the other guy? The Annihilator on the card doesn't even tell you what it does. I'll just look it up on my phone real quick. Yeah, Annihilator 6 doesn't even tell you what Annihilator does on the card. That's funny to me. I swear it literally does not say on the card what it does. I know I'm kind of rambling here, but here we go. Whenever this creature attacks, defending player sacrifices 2 permanents. Sorry, and that's for Ulamog's Crusher. Permanent. So it must be ones you control. I'm assuming you cannot sacrifice the ones that are controlled by your opponent, even if you own them technically. Anyway, regardless, that causes us to finish the league at 1-2 in the match. That puts us at 3-2 and 6-6 in games for this league. So the deck is pretty boom bust. You definitely need to kind of draw well. You definitely have to maneuver your plays properly. You almost have to anticipate what you might be able to draw or what you might be able to do. I do think that having played through a bit more now, it is possible that it's worth it to have the brutalities in the main. I do find the deck is lacking a few ways to put creatures from your hand into the graveyard, and while I do like the peer through the depths to go find, say, the missing piece of the puzzle, I do think that the deck is also missing the ability to get creatures out of hand into the graveyard. There's maybe not enough ways to do that, or at least there's not enough filtering paired with it to make it consistent. So anywho, 3-2, we'll be back with more videos probably of this deck at some point in the future, but maybe move into another deck for a little while first. Thanks.